It's going to be LGB versus TSM, and we're going to go into the first round here on Mirage. So big welcome to the upper bracket here in Fragbite Masters, and we are just getting underway. One of these two teams is going to have to take a dip into the lower bracket, but you won't get knocked out if you lose here. You're just going to go into the lower bracket, so that's cool. What are we going to see?
Well, it's looking like quite a bit of focus on mid, at least for now. LGB expecting some kind of aggression to come out from TSM. Or at least holding just in case TSM try to go for some mid aggro.
Where's Rubino going to be smoking? He just threw a smoke, and I'm wondering if it's going to... Okay, so it looked like it would have been into the B bomb site, maybe trying to sell that, but Polly goes down in middle. And oh, actually, he smoked off... yeah, he smoked off connector here, lower connector. Really nice smoke there. Looks to be covering almost everything, but it won't save Mystic, who got a bullet to the face from KJB, and Sipnik's caught jumping, still going to be alive, and he's jumping and shooting. Got 10 more bullets left before he finally goes down to PRB, but this seems like it's way too late right now. And look at Carrigan sneaking up from underpass as well. Going to be going down to Jacob, in fact. So a little bit of a misstep there on Carrigan. Timing could have been slightly better. KJB looking for an opening on somebody here. And LGB, I mean, this pushes is slow to a crawl right now. They're not getting in here, and it's Device with the dualies. And a headshot on PRB, leaving Jacob alone. Not much of a chance here. I mean, he's just playing out the clock right now. Gonna go down to Cajun. Triple kill as well for the yeah, for the star there on TSM. I mean, KJB is just a real resource, isn't he? On this team.
I mean, that's the beauty of this team, in particular TSM. They always have this. They have so much talent across the board. Dupree was hailed as the best rifler in the world for quite some time. Device is just like the superstar essentially of the team. He can play whatever. You give him a rifle, you give him a pea shooter, he's going to get kills. And then Cajun, basically, that's why they brought Cajun onto this team. Back in, he replaced AC originally. Back when they were in Dignitas, they just needed somebody who was more of a closer, more experienced, and also just had that raw skill. So Cajun is also kind of like a full package player. The one thing is, you know, there was always this talk of, you know, how he can be a bit acidic with his teammates, a little bit rough with them sometimes. So he was a bit hard to play with. But it seems like at least, you know, they haven't gotten rid of him yet. So it seems like he's kind of curbed that.
Yeah, I don't even think it's like a mystery. I think Cajun definitely has like a big temper when things aren't working out. But I mean, then again, if things are working out for the CSM team, it's, you know, it's harder to rage if you're winning, you know, then things usually are pretty smooth. So I mean, and maybe it's just like a personal transformation as well. I mean, he seems to be doing quite well at the moment. Polly will actually be taking out Sipnik's here, so they got to be a little bit careful. Right now it's a 2v3, and LGB are doing a fantastic job in this eco round where they did actually buy armor and pistol, so it's not really an eco, just kind of like a force-up round. Now it's back into a 2v2, and they got to be careful here. The bomb is making its way in, but Polly, if he could pick up a kill on someone else, that might be perfect. But he's going to go down. Dupree jumping around the corner with a submachine gun to take him out, and now PRB. He's going to get the bomb plant, yes, but he's got 1 health, and he will go down. That's a quad kill from Dupree, and TSM picking up the round, but not exactly very smoothly. Definitely a good round here for LGB.
Yeah, that was actually kind of sloppy. Again, it turned into like the mid picks, basically. LGB trying to go for mid control, 2-3 underpass, 2 through the top of mid. And just hoping basically to sandwich in anybody. No, he just picked it up as well.
Yeah, the struggle though. I mean, he obviously wanted to try and see if he could shoot it over like it was a gun, but that wasn't easy apparently. That was funny.
Dude, he just got it though, so that's $300 saved. You know, be kind of happy about that. One thing that hurts LGB right now is that they're not getting any plants. So first round nothing, second round nothing. So we can see another round of pistols essentially for them. A couple P250s picked up, but for the most part they've invested in smokes. So this is interesting. LGB 4 smokes, so they're actually just going to go for a full-on smoke round in this third round with pistols.
Yeah, and this is almost exclusively a play to try and get the bomb down. So I'd be surprised if one of these smokes isn't going to land on the A-bomb site, like not at the edge. But yeah, there's the one. Goes a little bit close there, trying to see if they can get the bomb down quick, because that's a really good idea. I mean, a $300 investment to get $800 back is definitely worth it. But Carrigan is shutting them down. Triple kill for him before he finally drops. So no planting at all going on there. It doesn't mean it wasn't worth it. It just means this time it didn't work. But I mean, if you do that enough times, some of the times it's gonna work out, and you'll get a little bit more. That extra money you could put into an AWP or something like that. Right now they're gonna have full AKs and plenty of grenades. So
yeah, I didn't really see the smoke go down to block off connector there. So kind of just allowed TSM with a quick rotation to come through mid. I think they had like 3 guys just rotating instantly over. So it was gonna just turn into a bloodbath there for LGB. LGB with the standard short smoke to allow them to start moving up. And I mean, I like the timing there on the HE. It is going to catch PRB, so he just held back a little bit long, just long enough. But in Palace, that is not how it's supposed to go. Both players falling to Rubino, peeking one after another, and that is definitely not how that play is supposed to work for TSM. They need to trade effectively up there, or at least just double team a player right off the bat. LGB, a fantastic 4th round for them so far. It's a 4-on-2 situation.
Yeah, I mean, already TSM should be considering, how do we stay grouped up? How do we make sure we don't lose the last 2 rifles here? Because this 2-on-4 is getting really ugly for them already here. Sipnik's going to be making some noise, jumping down into middle, and I'm pretty sure Polly would have heard that up in the ladder room. Going to be out just in time to catch the end of him here. Sipnik's did get a kill on Mystic, but that won't matter. Karrigan is going to be all alone, and yeah, he's already running away. So, I mean, the double opening from Rubino was almost enough up there. But the fact that Jacob also got the kill on whoever was playing in window is obviously big news. So that is, I mean, weirdly, this is a start for LGB. It's great, but it's also a start that's really hard to replicate, right? You can't count on getting that many openings in the follow-up round. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means we still got to see if they can come up with an actual sort of strategic way to actually break TSM here. That's the big thing.
Well, you got to give it to LGB for playing that passively up in a palace as well. I mean, the fact that they held back, they didn't get rushed down, because TSM, they're putting 2 guys up there to just slam into whoever gets in there, kill him off fast, just clear that out basically, and then worry about Pit alone. And the fact that that man holds so far back, TSM turned that into a series of duels, and that's just not how it's supposed to go for them. But a successful round here in the 4th, and that brings the score to 3-1. Now LGB looking very good. I mean, all these rounds have been much closer than TSM would have liked. So now that they actually have the rifles to play off of, they're going to put TSM, their backs are to the wall now as far as the economy is concerned. So this is the big round here at the beginning of this half. If LGB can pick this up, they could get the rounds that they need for the T side right here.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to do a sort of a quick measure of who is, coming alive the most right now, like who seems the most awake, it's definitely LGB, right? TSM seem like a team that just a little bit, slow out of the gate here, losing a lot to the Tech 9 armor buy and just generally struggling a little bit. So, yeah, I would say LGB looking pretty good right now. A lot of grenades into the middle here, and Karrigan not going to get the shot, and will be falling back quick. This is, it's just going to be a smoke for window. I thought for a moment that he was trying to line it up for top connector, but instead bottom connector is going to be the name of the game for Rubino up there. Nice smoke, and that's going to make TSM have a little bit less info. Karrigan not going to get the shot once again. 2 chances and no hits.
And this leaves Sipnik's all by his lonesome here, holding up close. He's going to be able to at least take 1 here, but he's so low on bullets, not able to get the kill versus Rubino. Karrigan has rotated in, but they're just getting completely overwhelmed. LGB so fast. As soon as the push begins, they're just on that site. 4 guys, guns blazing, and TSM, if you don't hit the shots at that point, you're going to get completely overwhelmed, as we saw.
Yeah, I mean, Karrigan should have probably got 1 of those kills, which would have made a significant difference and probably would have slowed down LGB just a little bit. Sipnik's in that position. I mean, there's not a lot he can really do. He's going to get trapped in either way. So he tried to get the 1 kill in, but he used so many bullets as well that there's no way he could pick up a 2nd kill. I guess that's the downfall of having the M4A1. I mean, nobody uses the M4A4 any longer, but if you had the M4A4, you would have maybe had a couple more bullets to get the extra kill in there. But it is not really put into use that much more anymore. We'll see. Maybe the future will be.
What were the stats over the last 2 lands? I think it was like 4% of the kills on CT side were picked up with an A4.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. That's a huge drop-off. And, Valve are obviously keeping their eye on this gun because they're saying, well, we're actually going to nerf the A1 again, increase its price by $100 just to see if they can actually get people to start using the A4 again. And some people did. Some people actually went back, started using the 30 bullets, but a week later, they're back to using A1s again. So it's just, that rifle is just that good. But LGB right now, 2 rounds on the board, and they have successfully put TSM on an eco. It's only going to be Dupree holding an M4A1 right now, and they go for a 3-man, near a 4-man stack over on the B side here, TSM. They are definitely gambling, realizing that LGB are giving a lot of attention to the B side early. They want to see if they can't get a lucky pick here.
Yeah, the few grenades that went into B were enough to really convince TSM that something was going on. They're going to leave Dupree behind here. M4 armor and diffuse kit. See if he can come up with a good kill. I mean, he's going to have to get at least 1, preferably 2 here for it to be an even halfway reasonable round. Going to go for a quick battle there, and we'll take out Jacob and even make it look easy. 12 bullets left, and backup is being called for here, but the bomb is going to go down, and this retake is going to be rough for TSM. This is the sort of retake where if you get a really early kill on someone else, maybe you try and go for it. But if you wait 5-10 seconds and nothing happens, or you lose someone, the game is up, and you should try and save that rifle that they got on Dupree instead. That's definitely a smarter choice.
Oh, Mystic. No, he's just going to put shots through. It's such a likely place to hide there, basically. Boost it up. So well on him there for actually putting some shots through the smoke. He may get caught here, however. Look at that, Cajun lurking behind. Gets a free AK now, and he can actually run away, and save this. So nothing LGB can do to get this rifle off of him. Decent save, actually, for TSM in the end. Out of an eco round, still getting 2 kills and saving a gun.
Yeah.
It's not too shabby.
No, they got a lot out of that round, TSM, which is going to help them down the line. But the score is going to be 3-3, all tied up at the moment. And we'll see if LGB can keep this up. But they've been doing a great job so far. They sell what they needed to sell over at the B bomb site, enough that they could walk into A without dropping anyone. They even got a kill in the meantime as well.
No, just the single smoke going into mid again. That is going to be that short smoke, so it's going to keep Kerrigan guessing. He doesn't know if there's going to be if there's going to be many players up there. Polly with the AWP was the one going up there, but that HE actually changes things up, and it's going to be a very fast smoke execute onto the A side here for LGB, but point blank, up close to Pre. 3 kills for him with the M4A1. There you go. That's how you do it. You just got to be on point with the shots.
That is super smooth and very, very impressive. Again, with 20 bullets, that's not easy to do. Gotta hit headshots. There's Kerrigan and Device picking up the 2 last players and a complete shutdown. And that's the kind of TSM CT side performance we really, really want to see. But this is not fun at all. 14 bullets here, so he's got 7 for the rest of it. And he's down to 4 as the last remaining player. Jacob coming through the smoke there. So, yeah, you have to hit some good headshots to make that work. Single performance from Dupree right there. And in the beginning of the 8th round, we see Mystic picking up the SG553 there. Just very interesting. Not used very often at all.
Well, who was the last person that we saw really try to make this gun work? I think it's MBK, basically, from Envy. He was like the one who consistently tried to buy that gun and tried to make it work, but then he realized, you know, AKs are pretty much as good as it gets.
There've been a couple of people, I think, since then that have tried, but not like on a regular basis. The fact is, theoretically, this gun, I think, like, it has one advantage over the AK, which I'm pretty sure, like, the first bullet from this gun is always, like, dead accurate.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit strange, but no one's ever really made it work. The spray is much harder to control, and yeah, I guess everyone else is used to playing with the AK as well.
It's just that there's a bit of a price hike as well to go for the SG, so can be a little bit frustrating there, but it does look like, once again, LGB gathering up to go onto this B site. Rubino taking point, and he will get caught out by Cajun B, who's helping here. Holding short, another kill comes in, and that tag team now kicks into play. Zipnix is there to take out Mystic, and Cajun still alive, doing the damage. It just gets completely, well, ground to a halt here. LGB's push. It's just Pauly left alive here with the AWP, but he's up in apartment, and he gets flanked out by Device.
Wow, I was about to say, TSM were actually... I thought they were having a really big mistake heading their way, just because of the way they played the short area. Then they allowed LGB to get really far in without really contesting him, and generally speaking, that's a really bad idea. Once the terrorists get close and get onto the B bomb site, it's really dangerous. So I thought that was a little bit of a warning sign there, but they handled it really well. The crossfire they had set up worked out quite nicely. But I mean, that crossfire can be broken up in so many ways as well. If LGB had put down the right smoke grenades, then all of a sudden it gets a lot trickier.
Right. That's the thing. I mean, if you can get smoked out of there, then you can try to split them up, turn it into duels rather than them being able to stack up on each other like that. Like we saw, essentially, Cajun, he lived just long enough for Zipnix to be able to get into play and basically keep him alive once he ran out of bullets there. So
Cajun has a Molotov, and he's about to put it up as well, so now there's going to be a lot of fire up in those apartments. Oh no, Cajun taking them down left and right. They can't make it out. He's going to burn Jacob. And 1 kill away from the ace. Kerrigan is going to steal it, but that was a perfectly timed Molotov as well. That's just brutal to watch. Look at
And you can see it. I mean, they no Kevlar, man. Well, 3 of them had Kevlar, so not super effective, but still, just look at that massive damage. All of them ticking down there on the T side. That was that fire just burned way too hot for them to handle, man.
Yeah, that is definitely no fun at all. 6-3, and we are going to be moving into the 10th round now. Gotta remember that LGB are on the less favored side, but I think if you're playing against TSM here, you got to do a pretty good job, because they have a lot of really strong terrorist-sided tactics as well. So you gotta get all around here early on. Otherwise, it's not going to be too good. Jacob with a nice return on Kerrigan, and Device was ready to take a fight in the middle with PRB, but realizes that might not be the best idea.
And I like the fact that now Cajun kind of pushes forward. Once the attention has been drawn to window, he decides to step forward onto short with that AWP, see if he can't catch somebody out on LGB's side while their attention could be elsewhere. Bam, he could get a free shot and fall back for free.
Oh, Dupree, he's burning to death. He was over at the Shadows. That was the Molotov that Rubino just put down, and Dupree just stands in it for a very long time. Wow. That was a big misstep.
Way too close. And it's once again going to be on the B side here. 4-on-4 situation with 40 seconds left, and LGB gearing up to start the push. Xyp9x holding here as expected. Cajun is still on short though, so they need to be very quick here, LGB, and they need to peek him out first, but Xyp9x will pick up the first kill onto PRB, gets the second one as well, and they all just kind of fall into place. And now Cajun B, he's got his AWP lined up on the last window, picks up the remaining two, and it's going to be 2 for Zip, 2 for Cajun. But again, great teamwork by TSM there on that B site.
I mean, if you wanted to know what happens if you try and push that bomb site without any grenades at all, you just see what that's exactly, you know, sort of an illustration of what was going on here. I mean, even PRB actually had the idea that Xyp9x might be up there. You could see he was sort of pre-aiming it, but without any flashbangs, without any smokes to try and zone them out of the bomb site, it's very easy with TSM to pick up those kills. So maybe LGB just underestimating that a little bit here. 11th round coming up, and it will be Armor Pistol on the Norwegian side as Carrigan is going to pick up the first kill. And we've got Cajun in here as well with an AWP looking for a kill. We'll find an easy one as well. Grenade follow-up, not even going to land before Dupree's taking care of Jacob.
Now, well, Rubino's going to get overwhelmed in pit, and this is quickly spinning out of control here for TSM. Now, if they can get a perfect anti-eco round, they're going to be ecstatic about that because their money at this point, it's rapidly approaching. I mean, it's basically getting out of control. They're not going to have to worry about ecoing anytime soon. So they can play without that kind of pressure on their shoulders going out through the rest of this half. PRB just dancing around doing the best that he can up here in B Apartments, and he fails to get the kill on Cajun. And so it will be a perfect anti-eco round for TSM. And now we're going to see them, you know, it's like 2 guys above 10k, Device by a fair margin. They have double AWPs. They can do whatever they want at this point, TSM.
A little bit of credit to Xyp9x in that position there. I mean, his fight with the remaining terrorist member wasn't too impressive. Like, he didn't really hit the shots then. But once he got tagged in the face, he decided to play it super safe and let his teammates take care of business. Which is such a... I mean, it seems like a simple thing. TSM have won a lot of rounds. They have a lot of money. Xyp9x could have probably gone for that fight. And even if he dies, it's not like a big impact. But you never know late game. And so many pro players actually end up taking that fight and then losing, you know, unnecessary cash then. Device going to be taking out Poly. And a nice aggressive push to top mid, which is something TSM haven't done at all in the first 11 rounds. So in the 12th round, they pull it out. And it obviously catches LGB a bit off guard then. Poly going to be... taken down. The problem for LGB now is they're over in B Apartments here. They don't know what's going on behind them anymore. They probably feel like we've been found out and now we're just trapped and stuck up here. And that's not far from the truth either. What is going to be this smoke here?
I wish the angle would change. It's going to block off short. So the usual position the Cajun's been playing. Oh, the smoke goes up just a second too late, but it's not a perfect one either. Carrigan, in fact, is the man with the AWP there, and they just get completely shredded as they try to make their way out of Apartments there. LGB, despite setting up the smokes, they actually go before the smokes are up. Carrigan potentially could have been smoked out of that position there, but that split second is all he needed, and he picks up the first kill to stop that push, essentially. Or at least make it a lot more difficult for LGB.
So something that we don't get to talk nearly enough about, and something I actually wanted to bring up in the future at some point on YouTube, is this. I mean, there's a big difference between throwing smokes that land instantly and smokes that take a long time to go down. And that one was there were a couple of smokes there that really bounced for a long time before they get put up. That gives the CT side a lot of time to think about what's going on and position themselves accordingly, right? I mean, that's always a choice you have to make when you're playing CT side, is do I want to be on the inside or outside of the smoke? Here's spray coming in. Oh, and Poly mid-air. Cajun should have been able to at least get the... Probably even get the kill, but at least escape, but he just wasn't. Device will get the return. And since Rubino has also gone down to Carrigan, it is a good start here for TSM once again.
And they've gathered up in mid this time around. I like at least that LGB, all 3 of them are together if they take these kinds of fights, but they can't get into position fast enough there. PRB not going to be able to get the follow-up, and now it's just about TSM holding their ground and using the flash nades that they actually have to just stop this LGB push from coming through. Dupree, you can see getting close to connector, drops that bomb at his feet, and it's going to be Jacob, the last man alive, to get flanked out by Carrigan, who just invades mid and catches him right there. So 10 rounds now for TSM on the board, and every single time TSM are just managing to get these initial picks, these initial frags to start things off and really set LGB back.
What we're really seeing here from TSM is that they're hitting a level that is actually a level Fnatic hits as well, and I think Envy for a time, and I think one of the downfalls of Envy now is that they seem to be off that level at the moment, but it's one where, yes, you have the strategies, the tactics, you have the raw aim and all that stuff, but you sort of almost get into like an intuitive, almost sort of like a hive mind situation on the team where everybody knows what everyone else is doing without really having to talk too much. I mean, we can't know exactly what they're saying, but you can tell that some of the stuff that's happening happens so quick, it can't even really be communication. It's just down to like, they know instinctively how the other people play, and then they react accordingly. And that's probably one of the big reasons why TSM is really hard to fight right now. Once a team gets to that level, it's yeah, it could be tricky. But the thing is, you can get out of that zone again if you stop practicing too much, or if some chemistry just changes on the team, people feel like they want to play a little bit differently. Suddenly, it's all gone again. But look at this stuff here: double AWP and auto sniper for the 15th round. No mercy at all here for the Danish team.
What? Why? Where's his auto sniper? He bought it, but then he goes back to an M4. Yeah, I saw that clearly on device, but they're changing it up right now. Look at this aggro into pit from Paragon.
You know what happened? What happened? I was thinking, do I wanna have Sam Hernandez talk trash about me on the stream just because I bought an auto sniper? I don't think so. I'll be fine with an M4 instead. Karrigan goes down. Attempted aggressive push with an AWP down the ramp. That does sound like a crazy plan, and he got punished for it as well. Cajun will be taking down Mystic as a return, and device is right here, and this angle definitely better for an M4 than it was for an auto sniper anyway, so a nice kill right there. It's back into a 4v3, and PRB gonna picked off as well. Deagle is out. Polly, oh, he's gotta look the right way. Deagle not connecting, and no more bullets left either. He's out as well, device. He wants this kill desperately, and finally gonna get it. The longest battle in the middle that we've seen for a while. Rubino gonna pick up a good kill, then keep spraying, but we'll go down to Sipnix. It will be 12-3, and TSM a very strong first half here. This is somewhat unusual these days to get like a 12-3 finish on Mirage.
Dude, and Cajun just going out of control. 18-1-4, 14-1-6 for Karrigan. Yeah, it's just total domination on their part. 12, pre-lost. He died twice in that half. That's insane. So that's right, because he saved his rifle that one round. So I mean, that just makes all the difference right now. TSM, they're going to have all the confidence going into this T side. It's going to be LGB. Clearly, there's a little bit of shakiness there on that side. Judging by how long it took Pauly to realize, wait a second, there's a guy in window. Why didn't his teammate instantly communicate that to him? Why didn't he already start aiming that position? Because he had just lost a teammate a second before. So you can see a little bit, the cracks right now for LGB, where they're struggling.
Well, we're going to have a clean A execute here with actually 3 people coming out of apps, which is a bit more than usual. Going to be just running, and are they going to continue here? Nice shot from PRB, and he's going to have time to reload as well. Backup is coming quick. The smokes are up, yes, but where's that bomb plant coming? They're pushing into CT spawn and taking more fights with PRB. It was like a backup from Rubino as well. This could be a good round for LGB as they pick up Karrigan as well. It's looking very likely that they'll win it, but Polly goes down. Jacob with a good shot on device. Now it's all up to Dupree and Sipnix here, and Dupree drops Sipnix on a single point of health. And good start here for the LGB team as Jacob will pick up a 3rd kill for himself, surviving on 4 health. Nice done, nicely done there, LGB. I mean, when you get those opening frags defending like that, it feels so good.
Yeah, and it's also, that's when you basically get shattered as TSM. And TSM, look at this. We've seen them go for this, in the past as well, where they decided just trying to continue to push down CT slope. You can see 2 and 1, basically Karrigan and Zipnix trying to get in there, trying to get the kills, because if they can actually catch people out in CT, then they can control that avenue and start just having to worry about connector and jungle. The fact that 3 players were there for LGB, I don't think they were accounting for that. Taking a 2-on-3 fight, pistol, that's not the best case scenario. They were definitely hoping to just find like the one guy there, they kill him off quick, and they worry about picking the rest.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. Jacob will go down, in fact. Karrigan and Dupree with a good kill. Now they got to be a little bit careful here, LGB, that they don't let this spin out of control. Sipnix will be alone and shouldn't be able to find any more kills here. Once they realize where he is, I think they should screw up and try and kill him quickly, because it's the best idea, really. Flashbang out, and Sipnix has been discovered. Good kill from PRB. No issue at all. Bringing it back to 12-5. This is a long way back here, and TSM are already going to be able to buy, and they will put the buy through here with the AKs.
Yeah. Contrary to LGB and their pistol round, TSM actually succeeded in putting the bomb plant down, so they get to put on the aggression a bit earlier here in the 18th, whereas LGB, losing 2 players last round, they're going to be able to actually afford a pretty healthy buy, all things considered, but they have no recourse. If they lose this round, it's going to be really rough for them to put together a solid buy. So it looks like TSM, in their first buy round, they aren't going to be messing around. They've got 4 players gathered up here in pit, essentially. 1 up in apartments, 3 in pit, 1 in mid. And it's looking like it's going to wind up on this A side eventually, using the soul smoke grenade that they actually have on Dupree. I hope that he's not leading, because if he has all the value right now, he has all of the gear. So if he dies, they lose so much. But Dupree, he doesn't believe in dying. He's like, nah, I'm going to get this kill. They're not going to stop me.
They use a Molotov, and that was actually at the wrong angle as well. Dupree going to be upset at that. But no one's down there, so it doesn't really hurt them that much. Rubino and Mystic going to pick a 1 kill each, and it is a man advantage for LGB. Sibnick's trying to sort of crouch spray into that angle and not going to get the kill, though it was very close to Poly going down. They might be able to get a bomb plant here, but they shouldn't be able to win the round. Good headshot, though, from Dupree. And as she said, somehow still alive, even after going for that entry. Going to be very low on health, though. Now the LGB got to make their move in here for retake, and they've got the kits. There are the grenades, and Dupree has another headshot. Device to pick up a kill, and now it's 1v1 Device versus Mystic, and he gets a mid-air headshot jumping down into Sandwich. Device is going to be clutching the round, and TSM will win it, and that's a huge steal. I can't believe they won that round. Like, I mean, Device, this 1v2 at the end for Device is great, but Dupree actually getting a triple kill as well is just nuts.
Yeah, that's the important thing right there, basically. And 2 of those kills, I think, happened when he was on 6 HP.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, this guy, he's indomitable. You're not going to stop him. And now TSM, they just go for the all-out pressure right now. They want to get up to this 14th round fast, straight out through T-Pit. They don't show the bomb. They hang back a little bit, but still, this is going to be full committal onto this A site. And PRB from Shadow actually picks up a kill onto Dupree, so gets revenge for the last round. But this should still be TSM, everything under control for them, and they should be able to completely mop up the defense from here. Although Poly gets the drop on Kerrigan, and he will eventually get that kill. So, actually, LGB putting up a pretty decent fight here, actually managing to pick up a couple of kills in this.
It's all damage done, but I mean, at this point, they're simply running out of rounds to play around with here. It's 14-5, and we're just now starting in the 20th round, and LGB, they have to go for it here. I mean, it's not the worst buy in the world that they're coming up with. 3 smokes, couple of flashbangs, and 1 HE. Even a defuse kit on PRB, which is obviously good. And then, but I mean, no AWP and no Molotovs or anything. So if TSM just force a couple of these grenades out early, LGB are going to have a hard time holding on to it later on. And Poly's already going to be forced to put up this 1 smoke very soon. In fact, they're not going to slow down. They're going to push that smoke. It's way too late. Poly trapped in the corner. This is an awful position to be in, and he goes down. Definitely wasn't expecting him. He thought they would slow down once the smoke came in, but they're just way too quick here.
That was basically just caught in a trap right there. Dupree takes out Rubino as well. That man played in Kitchen, and now it's going to be 3 players pushing in from Kitchen here for LGB, and Jacob does manage to get one back. He takes out Device, but all 3 gathered up in window. They are going to try and split out here, but one man makes it out. Mystic takes the fight with Cajun and loses, and now Dupree holding this line, essentially. It's just LGB, for them to get across this, they need to find him, but there's the other teammates of TSM that they have to worry about, so it is just going to be Jacob holding his own, picks up the 1, but then Dupree... It's like Dupree goes up like another level if he's on a single digit of HP, of health. Like 5 HP, faces him, like no problem, takes that kill.
You know what he is? He's like Huskar in Dota 2, right? Like
right?
The more life he loses, the faster he attacks, the more health regen, just like can't stop him.
Dude.
Fighting Huskar is painful, man. So painful. I don't know if Huskar is in the current metagame, but I'm talking about like Warcraft 3 Dota. That was...
He was. Just ask Sing. You know,
Alright.
Basically, it's like for the longest time, it was like the troll hero. Basically, you play that in solo queue or something, and just like wreck people because they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know how to handle them.
I know I can't keep up with Dota 2 metagame anymore, but it's yeah, one of my favorite heroes definitely. All right, that's Dupree. That's what we're talking about here. It seems like whenever he's on 5 health, he just continues to get headshot more and more and more headshots. It's going to be Poly now with a 5-7 in this corner. And this is a great corner for it. I mean, this is where you can really drop like 2 or 3 people with the 5-7. You got 20 bullets. It's a 1-shot if they come around this corner with the headshot. So, and not a bad position for it. It's a shame he doesn't have anyone down in the bomb site who can distract them, because if they're not going to be shot at from any other angle, they will absolutely check this corner.
They go pre-firing around it right there. Dupree on point. He just goes charging through. We're going to have a rotation through underpass. We'll see how fast Mystic can get up there for the backstab. Mad spray there by Dupree, and he's not going to get that kill. Kerrigan and Cajun, however, are picking up 2. And it will be Mystic coming in here through, well, B apartments, but he's the last man alive, having lost the rest of his teammates. It's going to come down to him alone with the 5-7. Trying to deny the plant, but he gets spotted out, and now he just gets completely converged on. TSM just obliterate him, and it's going to be a 16-5 final score in the end.
Pretty shocking. I felt quite confident that they were